Yo, what is going on, people? And my name is the SVR, and welcome to the 100th episode of the SVR podcast. First of all, how you guys doing? I hope you guys stay safe, stay healthy, and be sure to be okay with yourselves within the mental health standpoint over here. Secondly, if you guys haven't already, be sure to subscribe to the channel, turn the notification bell on, and hit that like button for some more new content up on the channel, more podcast episodes. Anyways, gentlemen, today we have someone who I have met through, I guess you could say, from several wrestlers from back in like 2019. Uh, through Pac, guys like Pac, Ali, and most notably, he used to be like, in the tag team partner with Toon at a time back in 2020. So, time and time, uh, after that, he was, solely focusing on his solo competition from fits like, the big fits like OPRW, etc., etc., etc. So there's some details that you can guys, fully know, but you could get to get more know him better now within the questions that I'll be asking to him. So without any further ado, gentlemen, I'm gonna introduce you guys for today's podcast. His name is Jarko Malin. Welcome into the podcast. How you doing, man?
Thank you, thank you. I'm doing really good. What about you, man?
I'm doing really good, man.
It's nice to hear.
I'm fine. Like I'm really prepared for this. I know you are prepared. You're excited for this podcast to be a part for so long to get to this
Mhm.
point.
Yeah,
And what's up, everybody in the chat? How y'all doing? I can tell you guys already asking ridiculous questions. We get to that afterwards. Um, so Jarko, what I'm gonna be doing with you is asking you um 10 questions in regards about your humble beginnings of your pro wrestling journey. How did
Mhm.
you got to the point where coming up with the gimmicks, and how did you like you know formalizing your opinion about the things around Roblox wrestling? So without any further ado, are you ready?
Of course.
All right. So first question I will have to ask you coming in mind is, talking about your your interest, what got you interested in, being part of wrestling? What got you into Roblox wrestling in the first place, man?
Well, usually for every other GW wrestler, we all got into pro wrestling by 2K17, right? WWE 2K17, very
Mm-hmm.
old game.
Yep.
That's how I first got in. I think I did see Pac and Ollie there, but I never knew I was gonna join their fed. But now I'm here, It's based off that game, and I just like played it, every day.
When you first got to know the from a video game, what was like the first thing you learned?
Uh, Probably just like, how to swing. I've been a jitter clicking basically for my entire career. So like I'm pretty good at that.
What about like the character development, which we will get that to that later.
Usually I just take inspiration off of in real life wrestlers. That's pretty much what I do.
Mm, is it hard to manipulate certain real life wrestlers?
Sometimes you just have to watch like a lot of promos about them and you'll be perfect at it pretty much.
I mean, it's time consuming because you have to do a lot of research
Very.
on a lot of these real life wrestlers. You got to make sure. every single points that they have is accurate.
Hmm.
Sometimes it comes off as not an inspiration. It comes off as you trying to, you know, trying to steal someone's image and whatnot.
Hmm.
So it's come to the point where it's not really professional. A lot of it, like I said in episode 99, a lot of it lacks originality in its meaning behind character development.
Hmm.
You know, and so and I mean, do you think 2K17 was like what the best R2 game ever since created?
Um, I feel like that game got like a lot of people really interested into pro wrestling. That's one thing that it did. It got me interested. It probably got you interested as well. Ali, Pac, Chun-Li, all those people, you know. Most of the people get interested in pro wrestling by like WWE games in the first place, you know.
Yes, that is true. And most of it, I myself, when I came to 2017, I was mostly more of also like watching wrestling because I find back in the day more enjoyable compared to what we have now. Although, yes, Netflix deals and all that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, short, brief. Not a lot of people know you. Where do you came from? Except from several wrestlers, as you mentioned, Ali, Pac.
Yeah. I think that the first people that really like saw me, who I still know to this day.
Some people know you from from you being a tag team partner with Toon.
Remember that?
Oh yes, oh yes, pretty memorable. Not gonna lie. It's also
For
the
the OGs, yeah.
it's also the time where you was still in underdeveloped. I think in skills in the company.
Yeah.
All right, nice. Second question. Um, Now this is coming towards about like what you're creating the current gimmick about how you come up with in in like you know does it have any meaning in any of that? Can you like tell me like what is the origin of the character behind of Jarko Malin?
Well, I could tell you what the look is really based off of. So, you know, I started off as I had like white hair and stuff, you know. I would look like a young rising star, you know, pretty much very generic and stuff. And I kind of like evolved into like this new look that I have, you know the current look that I have with
Mm,
like the
with the black
black
hair.
swept hair.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's based off of the Deftones lead singer. If you didn't know that.
Mm. Oh, I know Deftone. I love Deftone.
Yeah, it's my theme as well. Can we look at the chat real quick?
It's I'm seeing in the chat there is so much ridiculousness. Which again, guys, we're getting to you guys after I'm done with asking and the question and the several
Can I
mini
answer
games.
one?
These will be extra questions that are asked by the audience, so don't worry. Be patient, audience, please, please. And so, and do you love Deftones music by any chance?
Very.
Can you tell me like your favorite song by them?
My favorite song. Currently probably when Girls Telephone Boys. It's a very weird name, I know, but like it's actually a pretty good song in my opinion.
Uh, and what is it like a good song? Is it the lyrics, the topic, or is it the sound?
Probably the I really love the guitar in that, to be fair.
Guitar solos.
Yeah, or just in general.
Oh, so like everything you liked is the lyrics, the topic, and the
Yeah,
performance.
pretty much everything in general. Yeah.
Anything you can
I
have in
love her
that.
Brawley.
Hmm. I see. Oh, okay. That's understandable. I'm glad that somebody
Yeah,
is a fan of their work. Not a lot of people is fan of Deftone for they're known for screamos and their performance that they
yeah,
are creating in the rock genre.
very.
All right. Third question. So there's a lot of aspects when it comes to you as a wrestler, not just you but in general, like
Mhm.
in that aspect. What qualities set a great Roblox wrestler apart from a good one?
Well, I don't think skill really was. I really think it's the gimmick because like, you could just get good, but like I'd much rather honestly be like a mid-row wrestler in terms of like in-ring skills, but have like a really good character rather than like be a good row wrestler, but like have like mid-character work. So I feel like it's like the character work, the gimmick, all that stuff. I feel like that really sets apart from like all the modern row wrestlers these days, including Apollo Rampage.
Mm, like you wanted to be in between. Is that what you're saying?
Pretty much, yeah.
That's fair. A lot of people are nowadays are more overconfident and think they label this as becoming the best of the best nowadays.
Mm. Yeah.
Uh,
Is that a Noah Kosher reference?
what?
Noah Kosher, Noah Kosher reference? Yeah, his nickname was the best of the best.
Uh,
Former RW World Champion. Yeah.
I think, yeah, and also I don't go to RWA because not
Yeah.
gonna lie, lately RWA
Weird
is
people.
not just weird people, but also the nature of it too. I don't like.
Yeah.
I don't like
Fair enough.
it. Fourth question.
Mm.
Now, what's a flaw you have noticed in the Roblox wrestling community that you wish could be addressed more openly?
Well, personally, I think we're letting in too many like pedophiles, CP senders, all those weird people. I feel like we should let them back in with open arms, especially people like Ali and Apollo Rampage. Those are two very weird people. You probably don't know about it, but like they're like weird, honestly.
I mean, I don't think all these.
You you don't know, man. You don't know. You never know. You never know the person that they are.
I don't know about that. Based on my experience with Ali, I don't think I have some weird connection. Maybe we had ups and downs in the past, but I don't think he's that of a weirdo.
Mm. All
Uh,
right, wait. Back to the question. Yeah. Okay, but in general, we're letting back the pedophiles and the CP senders too much.
that I can agree. I
Yeah.
I think it's mainly because a lot of people do get away with it, especially, and it's like I we hate the fact of the concept of okay, we see good in people. Where's that separation? I just really don't get it. Like you're you generally think you're letting these people in these feds just to get away with these kind of actions
Yeah,
that they
man.
brought in the territory of Roblox wrestling.
Yeah.
So
Very weird, man.
very weird. I mean, I can agree. We don't let these. We don't want to let these.
Oh,
What the
sorry.
hell? What the hell was that? What the hell was that? That was, oh my
Sorry,
gosh.
sorry.
It's a
Go back to the question.
it's all
Sorry,
right. It's all right. No worry.
I had to let my nerves out, you know.
It just got caught off guard to on my behalf. My bad. I was gonna say like I just feel like it's so unnecessary for Roblox
Mm,
wrestlers who are the so-called weirdos and whatnot. The
yeah,
people who are spraying that side of nature should not be
yes.
reserved and welcome to the territory. I feel like when you give them second chances, it's just as
I don't see
view.
a point in that.
I don't see a point of that. Yeah, exactly. I don't see a point of that, and it doesn't feel as sincere to me.
Yeah,
A lot of it just comes with the factor that it's the type of oh you see good in people type shit. You shouldn't be
yeah,
because of what they have done. You shouldn't be giving them second chances after second chances. It's not
very,
natural.
very.
So that's my take on it. Y'all can disagree me all you want. I don't care. Anyway, uh,
Next question.
next question. So
All right.
now this is more about like inspiration, like uh the people you have seen in the past, like the man talk about the ones who are in the big leagues and whatnot. Is there anyone in the Roblox wrestling scene you really look up to or learned a lot of from? And tell me
Well,
and tell me why.
well, really, I wouldn't be this big in pro wrestling if it wasn't for Ripper Payne. He really, ever since I got that Ripper invite out of nowhere, I just like I went up, I went really uphill, I went like from like just like a normal jobber in GAW to a guy that goes to big feds,
Mm.
well known. And Ripper Ali, also a very cool person, and Apollo Rampage. He's also very cool. We train sometimes, and he gets me in shape,
So these are like the main people you got inspired by, but what
Yeah.
about like the ones I'm talking about, like the big leagues, like guys like Invictus Diddy and the Justice's Opticals, whatever you could think of. What about these people? Don't they also
If
have
I
contributed to the whole, wrestling?
if I would choose one, uh, probably Brutal Damon. I know, very weird, but like he has aura, man. I know he's a pedophile. I know that, but like before all that, he just looked cool. He was good in the ring, and also Singh's Logic, also a
Hmm.
big inspiration to me because he's GMT, probably the best GMT pro wrestler ever, and all that,
Hmm. Sign logic. Okay. I mean, they have contributed a lot from 2014 when they first came through the Roblox wrestling scene.
Yeah,
Uh, that's very understandable. That's fair.
yeah.
All right. Sixth question. Now, some people have been complaining a lot about, like, and I'm just talking about like wrestling in real life, but also in Roblox wrestling aspect of it. They've been complaining a lot of factor of the whole fact of oh the promo is too long, the storytelling is is dull and boring. We want something quick, we want something fast or whatnot. But in your opinion, Jarko, since you have watched a lot of wrestling, right, and you have seen
Yeah,
how
ever since I
how
was a child.
how how it goes and how it comes and whatnot, do you like long term storytelling or quick views that burn fast and wild? And tell me why.
Um, in my opinion, every storyline should be like in the middle, you know? It shouldn't be too fast or else there'd be like nothing to tell about, or it shouldn't be too long. So there's like people are gonna be like impatient because that's what most pro wrestlers are these days. So like it's kind I kind of like it in the middle because it's perfect pretty much. It's like the perfect amount.
Hmm.
I said CP. Oh, sorry.
It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Me personally, I do like, long-term storytelling process because of how it's like building up and how, connecting should be when you're in a rivalry with somebody. I really like the long-term aspect of it to tell a story that is like, you know, pre-imitated and pretty much all organized. All that to build up to, main event pay-per-views and whatnot. So, yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, I
Yeah.
guess you could say you could stay in the middle. I would say I will stay in the middle, but me personally, because I like more the more of the like how long it takes to get it processed through a lot of emotional levels. I like the long term storytelling more. Uh, Seventh question. I think it's obvious that really, it's about like your skill set and about your rivalries you had in the previous days of Roblox wrestling. Have you ever any? Have you ever like had any rivalries that really pushed you to improve?
Um, I think the main one would be the Ripper Civil War, which was at Guilamania. It was me versus Pain versus Ali.
Hmm. Oh yeah,
That
the
one,
Rippers, right?
yeah, Ripper Civil War. And then there's a recent one. It's me and Apollo at honestly the biggest GMT Fed right now. It's called the Velocity. I don't know if you've heard it, but it's a GMT Fed and it's doing really really well. And we're feuding for the world title over there. So I feel like
Hmm.
that one is also very like
That's cool.
nice.
That's cool. I have never heard of like the Fed itself. Not that I know of, but thanks for like clarification. And I think it's cool to attribute in many factors of like coming up with, like I said, about the long-term storytelling, processing through a lot of these like emotional levels, you know
Yeah,
and it started to be like at first it's like getting loose situation, but the more it gets better and better, it's much more engaging each time when you're in a rivalry. So that Ripper's Civil War was actually like pretty cool way to end it, this whole the Ripper's saga.
yeah. It kind of like it kind of went from like okay, started off as me versus Pain at the Rumble. Then like Ali kind of joined in, and
Mm-hmm.
Hit was supposed to join in as well. Hit
Oh
Divana.
yeah.
He was supposed to join it, but he just couldn't be asked to do it for some reason. He's a bitch with.
I
Yeah,
I feel like there was a point where Hit was supposed to be involved in, but I think at the end of like the match, he was involving in a promo in a segment for a sec, and then he got snapped in. I think he got snapped in half in that
yeah,
segment. Unless I'm telling lies, everyone. Again, it's been a while. I might not have the greatest memory to remember the exact moment, unless if I rewind back and go to the videos. I would just you know go ahead and watch it for myself. Eighth question. Now this is come towards not just everyone who was a developer, but everybody in general who's has been a part of Roblox Wrestling for a long time, from its creation, creativity, uh, models, uh, interfaces, UIs, etc., etc. Anything you name me off. If um Jarko, if Roblox Wrestling developers added any crazy wrestling feature you could imagine that would happen either this year or next year, what it will be?
Probably a working aim lock detector because there was one in OPRW last time. That one didn't go well because it turned out like most of them weren't even cheating.
Mhm.
But I feel like that's one thing because aim lock is a pretty big trend in pro wrestling right now for the cheaters, of course. A lot of people use it. Well, cheaters, of course. But I feel like you just need a working aim lock like detector. You'll be all good. So
Hmm.
I'll have that happen.
I mean, if it's done right, of course. If it's only done right. Me, I guess you can. I don't know if I'll be the only one that will say this. I feel like what a crazy wrestling feature should be added is, I guess, facial expressions. Why is that? Well, you know how in promos, when you get to react to a certain way of whether it's like a shock value factor or something that is like, happy or whatever, not. I feel like developers should add facial expressions when there's a segment going on or when there's
Yeah,
an
man.
entrance, you know.
Yeah.
I'm saying so.
Yep.
Uh, all right. Uh, what's next? Oh yeah, there we go. Ninth question, and then we have one more question, and then we start mini game. What does good sportsmanship mean to you in the context of Roblox wrestling, Jargo?
Well, just gotta stay humble, man. That's all you pretty much have to do. You gotta stay humble. Say GG's after every match, of course. Except if you're fighting a Paul Rampage because he's a weird person. But yeah, yeah, just being humble, being nice to people, saying GG after every match, and not really making a big deal out of it. That's pretty much it, yeah.
All right. I think it's also another thing that you forgot to mention. I think it's also respect. That's another
Yeah,
good
definitely,
sportsmanship.
definitely.
Is respect and integrity. Definitely integrity. And the last question of the day before we move it forward to the other section, which will be the entertainment aspect of this podcast, mini games.
Mm.
Where do you see your Roblox wrestling journey going in the future, Jarko?
Um, well, I just I'm probably gonna see myself, of course winning way more titles, gonna enter my prime someday. Hopefully it's soon, but I think I'll just be like, hopefully remembered in the GMT community, especially that like like as a legend in the GMT community.
Will you be
Like people like Ripper Payne, Yeah, he's cemented his legacy into the GMT community, man. He's him, bro.
Are you planning to like retire anytime soon in the future, or are you gonna still continue? Because I do want to talk about like. Sorry if I want to interrupt this. I want to talk about like the whole aspect of as some people already know on Twitter.
Mm.
Actually, made a tweet. He's planning to retire next year. Uh,
Oh man.
and he's gonna be a retire as a not as in pro wrestling, not only as a pro wrestling competitor, but also the responsibility of him. being a chairman. I guess you could say like hosting and many
Yeah.
others. Um, he said like one point that um he will be giving to somebody else that he trusts. This again, I'm not sure who
Mhm.
will be, but what I do know is I hope when does this happen, right? I hope it does come out as on a good note and ended on a meaningful manner, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And I want JW to continue to succeed.
Yeah.
What
Definitely.
So again, I still don't know who will be responsible for JW, but whoever it is, I
Hopefully not Compleo.
hope it doesn't tarnish the contributions of JW itself. And I hope it
Mm.
does come on a light for the better change, I guess, and do an honoring of the bird guy, actually.
Hmm.
So yeah, just thought I want to say this in the podcast for those who didn't know. All right, with that on that aside,
Yeah.
let's move forward to something more fun, and that is
All right.
the mini games.
All right.
All right, so
Let's
some of
go.
these mini games that I picked is gonna be a little bit thrown off guard. They're gonna be a little more challenging, very confusing, but it's worth giving a try.
All right.
So first off, we have is the hot take roulette. Now, what this mini game does, right? Is you will have to how can I explain this so that it makes more sense? Uh, you basically you pretty much
You got it.
you pretty much try to defend this kind of a hot take that will be selected uh towards the wheel, right? And you could tell you the reason why and it's only you have to defend it, nobody else. And so yeah, uh, so I'm gonna be sharing my screen so you can see it in the wheel.
All right.
Uh, Here we go, and then change the screen about here. Give me a sec. There we go. All right. So these are these hot takes here. I'm gonna be start to spin around, rotate, and see for yourself what is picking,
Hmm.
and just tell me, in your opinion, about these takes.
Okay.
All right,
All right.
let's go. Ready? Three, two, one, go. Random. All right. All right. Think of something coming up your mind.
Um. Hitavana is the greatest ripper of all time.
Say it again.
Hitavana is the greatest ripper of all time.
Hmm. Really?
Hot take, man. He's really good in the ring, man. I'm telling you, that guy's a beast.
That's a very hot take.
Very.
Very hot take, and especially since he's like, I think the only one who isn't much appreciated enough in on that faction.
Very.
Very much. So hey, that's good. Want to do second like rotated? I'm rotating the wheel and what's picked next by perhaps
Sure. Yeah. All right. This is the last one.
last one, just last one. We can't do too many.
Exactly.
All right, so it says water is actually too healthy. It just all it's all just hype to get us to drink it.
What the fuck is that question?
Well,
Uh,
in the
very
context,
confusing.
well, okay, the context of it is basically saying that the water, the natural, mountain water, is like more, appealing. And they say, oh, it's just all hype to get us to drink it. It just makes us energized and whatnot. Would you agree on that take?
Um, no, I wouldn't. Definitely not.
Bet.
I don't see why.
All right, fair enough. I would say that's accurate, and I think this is the only thing I agree with this one. um, all right, next mini game is Would You Rather. All right, so
Right,
you know how this goes. Like I said in the
definitely. You don't have to explain it.
how I explain. I don't have to explain it. So let's get down to the business.
Let's get right into it.
Okay. So, the first would you rather question is um would you rather have spaghetti for hair or sweat maple syrup?
Can you say that again?
All right. Let me be close to the mic. Would you rather have spaghetti for hair or sweat maple syrup?
Um, Probably spaghetti is hair. I don't know why. I don't think I'd enjoy the feeling of sweating maple syrup because I'm very athletic in real life, you know. Of course.
And are you saying this because like the hair is too shaggy?
Yeah, probably. I'll just cut it all off, bro. I'll just go bald.
Not now, maybe not in the future either. I mean, oh, at least what you can have is short hair, at least. If that
Maybe
makes
like a
you
strand. Yeah.
if that makes you comfortable, of course.
Mm.
Okay, the second would you rather is uh would you rather have to dance every time someone says your name or sing your thoughts out loud uncontrollably?
Probably dance when someone calls my name.
Any type of dance you think of?
I'm not really a dancer, SVR. I don't know, man. I would just make one off the top of my mind, you know.
Don't risk your body when you do it. Cause
Definitely not.
cause otherwise you will be injured heavily.
Very. I'm gonna injure Apollo Rampage.
What is up with you and Apollo Rampage obsession?
He's a he's a very weird person. Okay, that's all I
I
can
know you
say.
said that
You know,
many times, but like still.
I
Like
just have a hatred. I just have a hatred for him like no other, man.
for no reason.
Uh, I don't know, man. He's Russian. That's why. Russians are weird. Am I right, SVR? Sometimes they're weird.
What? What?
Russians weird.
Oh god. Are
You think
we
they are?
are we talking about Russians now?
Yeah, we're talking about Russians.
Sometimes, but it only depends on the person in particular. That depends on the situation.
Oh yeah, he was actually DMing me saying if he could be next on the podcast.
Oh, Apollo?
Yeah, he's a very big star, man.
Well, what I could say is, Apollo, if you're watching this, I got
He
you.
is. He's in the chat.
Just DM me on Discord, add me, and we'll get to the work. Uh, which time, where time is when you are available? Let me know, and I get to the working. So yeah. Um,
All right.
Let me continue on with the would you rather's. Um, would you rather have a nose that hunks every time you sneeze, or fart glitter every time you sit down?
Probably the first option. Definitely the first option because I sit a lot, and I don't think I'd enjoy the feeling of glitter coming out my ass.
I mean, honestly, you be probably gonna have a lot of constipation issues. To be fair,
Very.
so but I can't imagine how you would like sneeze when you honk every time and you were in a car. You're just like when you like snorting so loud, like so loud to the point where everybody's questioning your insanity in the streets. God damn. Moving forward to the would you rather. Once again, continue on and on. Would you rather have to narrate your entire life in a dramatic movie trailer voice, or be followed everywhere by a kazoo player?
Be followed everywhere by a kazoo player. I think that's actually pretty sick.
Really? Why is that?
I don't know, man. I like music.
Does music heal you?
Definitely, yeah.
But would it get a bit annoying if they overdo it?
Uh, I mean, it really depends. Are they still gonna be singing when I'm gonna go to sleep?
Maybe. Maybe.
I wouldn't mind it.
Well, just saying, because you don't want your sleep schedule to be ruined.
It won't.
Okay, just want to
I'm
make
a very
sure.
busy man, anyways, man.
Just making sure. I'm just
Because I'm
making sure.
Sigma. I'm a Sigma alpha male. I hope you know that.
Oh my god, we with the Gen betas terms. No,
I'm sorry. No. I'm just trying to fit in. Okay. I'm trying to fit in. Kids these days, man.
I know you have your moments. I get that. I get that. Still, relax with the Gen beta terms.
Mm.
And the last would you rather, to end it off is, would you rather always have to wear a tutu or a full-on checkered costume and never take it off, even at weddings?
What's a tutu?
Okay, a tutu is like it's basically like ballerina. It's a ballerina costume,
Huh?
and you're like just do ballerina maneuvers like so basically what I'm saying is like would you rather be wear like a female costume or a like an animal? That's what I'm trying to
Um,
say.
Probably a chicken costume because I have no idea what a tutu is, and it's probably horrible.
It's a female costume.
Oh no, I'm not like Ali.
Oh my god. Uh, I can imagine you just like go like during.
I don't want to do that.
I just can't imagine you just straight up like paparak in during the like when you try to wake up someone and you literally like it literally like get people annoyed. Get annoyed. Dude. All right. Whoa! I hope someone does
Next
a
game.
snap at you. That's all I'm gonna
Are
say.
we gonna answer the fans' questions, or
We'll get to the
is there one more
last
mini game?
one more mini game and then we get to the
All
fans
right,
question because the audience questions are a lot. That is gonna take hours. Oh crap.
all right.
So all right. This mini game is fact or cap. So basically what it is like I'm basically telling you what is uh what is factual. If it's factual what I'm saying, the statement, or is it cap all made
Mm.
up. So, are you ready?
Yeah.
All right. First one is the statement in here is bananas are actually berries, but strawberries are not.
Cap.
Fact or cap? Okay. Why is it a cap?
Because if you look very closely at the name strawberries, it has berries in it. So strawberries are berries, and a banana is not a berry because banana does not have berry in it. That's my answer.
What about you guys in the chat? Do you think is it true?
What about this guy? He's asking me why am I friends with cheaters?
I don't know.
I don't know, man.
Well, we get to the actual questions. I will read
All
them
right.
eventually. Uh, well, according to the bananas thing, that it is within the answer, right? Fact or cap.
Mm.
Um, it's actually uh in uh in the defense, right? Of the question is, it's kind of true. Bananas are classified as berries according to the botanical definitions, which is wild because most people think of them as like a non-berry fruit in
Mm.
botanical terms. A berry is a fruit that develops from a single flower when one ovary, and bananas fit that description. On the other like hand, strawberries aren't technically, you know, berries. They are
Yep.
considered acre gate fruits because they develop from multiple ovaries on one flower.
Yep.
So, so, so in the scientifically terms, I mean, it's kind of a fact, but you can see the point what I'm was made of, you know. So, hey,
Mm.
from personal preferences, you know, they could say it's cap, they could say it's true from that
Mm-hmm.
conspiracy. Uh, the next one is related to WWE. Now you have watched
Yep.
WWE a lot, so I th-
Very.
I think you pretty much will be caught on with the most that you see in the sources. Shawn Michaels was once mistaken for a real life male model and almost became the face of a high end clothing brand before sticking to wrestling. Fact or cap?
I'm gonna guess that that is a fact.
Can you tell me why?
I don't know the fucking answer. I'm just saying.
Yeah, you're correct.
All
Uh,
right.
uh, as you can see, what it was recorded to is like Shawn Michaels was indeed mistaken for a male model earlier in his career due to his good looks and physique at one point. He
Mm.
was approached by high-end clothing brands, yada yada. So yeah, that is definitely a fact. So you're correct on that.
All right.
Okay, the third one is related to the Beast incarnate himself, saying Brock Lesnar was banned from WWE for a brief period in the early 2000s because he kept throwing opponents out of the ring without warning, making the matches too chaotic. Fact or
I'm
cap?
gonna say, I'm gonna say that that is cap.
All right, tell me why.
Uh, it's probably one of those questions where it's like, oh yeah, surely this is true, right? But then it's like a trick question. It could
Mm,
be that. So I'm just saying.
you're correct. It's cap because while Brock Lesnar was known for,
I'm so him. Sorry.
yeah, okay, you're good. It's like while Brock Lesnar was known for being incredibly strong and attention in the ring, there was no like record of him being banned from WWE for throwing opponents out of the ring without warning, like whatsoever. To be fair, so
Mm.
WWE did not ban him for that for it. In fact, right? Brock Lesnar actually left WWE voluntarily in 2004 to pursue a career in NFL before returning to 2012, I guess. And the last factor cap statement here is not related to WWE. It's more of a like normal stuff kind of thing, saying the longest head cupping spree lasted 68 years. That's one way to ruin every dinner party.
Um, I'm not even sure about that question because that's like the first thing I've ever heard that in my entire life.
Well, the answer.
Um,
Go ahead. Go ahead.
can I guess? All right, I'm gonna guess that that is true. So fact.
Okay. I would say the real answer is cap, and let me tell you why it's a cap. Because while there will be a hilarious and extreme way to ruin every dinner party, right? This is not definitely true. The longest head cupping spree on record lasted 68 years, but the real record, right, is much shorter than that. The longest documented case of hiccups lasted 68 years by, Charles Osborne. But his hiccups were continuous for that long, not occurring in a single stretch at dinner parties.
Mm,
Can you just like imagine that Jarko dealing with that for decades? It's so
wow.
it's so occasionally annoying.
Very, very, yeah. All right, was that the last question?
That was the
Or is
last.
there more?
That was the last
All
mini
right.
game. So now we get into the whole point where we get into the extra questions that a lot of people here have asked. So let me go from the top and then from the bottom. So like we go from the ones in like it's in order.
All right.
All right. Okay. This one is from Raiden saying, "Jarko, are you spreading CP as you planned?"
Keep going.
Uh, you're supposed to answer.
Wait, say it again. Wait, say it again.
It's by Raiden. He said, "Jarko, are you spreading CP as you planned?"
Um, uh, sorry. No, no, I'm not. Sorry.
That's good. You're not that
Sorry,
weird though.
sorry, my throat went kind of dry.
No, it's all
I had to
right.
drink
It's all
something.
right. It's all right. You're doing fine. It's a
All
little
right, all
bit
right.
throwing off when they ask you questions like that. So, and then here's Ali. He said, "Jarko, to spread it to hit in DMs."
Um, I have no clue what he's talking about. If he's talking about the podcast, yes, I did.
No, I think
Yes, I
he's
told him
no.
about it.
He's talking about Hidmai, the person.
Yeah. Hit my yeah.
Oh, oh, oh. Talk about the podcast. Okay, sorry about
Yeah.
that.
I
Nice.
sent him the link to the podcast. That's pretty much it.
Nice. Okay. Okay. Here's another question from Raiden again. He said, "How many terabytes of CPU spread it to get there?"
Um, around. Oh no, I don't have any.
That's good.
Very good.
Same. Another question by Raiden again. He says, "Why Jarko sounds so alcoholic?"
Um, well, uh, I don't know how I would sound like one. I have definitely drank, but I don't get how I sound like one.
I mean, are you sober, right? Like, and you know,
Very, yeah, very, yeah.
okay, that's good. At least you're keeping your health sane. Uh,
Very.
Here's another question by Raiden again saying, "How do I throw tomatoes?"
Uh, I guess he's not a very big fan of me, so he wanted to throw tomatoes at me. Which, yes, yes, I have a lot of haters, of course. I'm guessing he's one of them.
Oh God.
All right, next question.
By Raiden again saying, "Jarko, can you say hard R?" No, I don't think you
No,
can. No,
no,
that'll be too racist for him to do so.
very.
Here's a question by John, and this is more like a kind of like a genuine question. He
Hey,
said,
finally.
He said, Jarko, who is somebody you will call a rival?
Um, Arrival. If we're talking personal, I would say Apollo Rampage. And if we're talking like storyline wise, probably Apollo Rampage as well.
Okay. John, John asked another question. He said, "Who
Mm.
would you train in 2025?"
Well, I don't have a name yet, but as long as if you're like cool to hang out with, you're a fast learner and you're willing to, listen, then yeah, I could train you. I don't know who though, that's the thing.
Okay, Ali is asking a ridiculous question. He says,
What
"Well,
is it?
Jarko, is it true you dropped a baby in your flight to Oculomania?"
Skip.
All right, that
I'm not gonna talk about that.
okay. Uh, John asked a another like genuine question. He said, "Jarko, if you could have a match with four people of your choice, who would it be?"
Um, let's say Eddie Slayer, Brutal Damon, and CM Punk.
Oh God, that's,
All the pedophiles.
oh God, that's gonna take a lot of hours. Jesus Christ, Jesus Christ.
All right, next question.
It's by Raiden. Another ridiculous question. Saying I'm gonna censor some parts. So I say, Jarko, what did you
Mm.
offered of as really offend a child back into 2020?
Are you saying that I SA'd a child back in 2020?
Basically, what he's saying is like, you know, sexually offend a child in 2020. Like,
I was a child in 2020,
mm,
and I did not.
ah,
If
right.
if you read any allegations on Twitter, they're not true.
Yeah.
Next question.
Next question. Okay. A very new generation way of asking question. This is by Chemist Showcase. He
All right.
says, Jarko, do you hack Tua on that thing? What thing?
No,
But straight to the point. Raiden,
I don't swing that way. Go on.
you don't swing that way, you don't share. Yeah. Uh,
Definitely not.
this is asked by Raiden again. He asked, Jarko, do you like Vinny or no?
Do I like who?
Uh, Let me spell it out. I well, no, Veiiny. Veiny
Oh,
or no?
skip.
Okay. But
I'm not gonna talk about that. Next question.
okay. Another ridiculous question by Raiden. He said, Jarko, can we all know what made you get off your well, okay, let me I'm trying my best not to stumble. It's how ridiculous these questions are. He asked, Jarko, can we know what made you get off your main 80 Slayer and go alt as Sped Killer Jarko?
Well, I know this is weird, but Spectacular Jarko was named Slayer Jarko at one point, but I am not Eddie Slayer. If I was Eddie Slayer, I would have been like 7 years old when I would have debuted.
Mm.
So I'm not Eddie Slayer.
Okay, some of these are already been repeated, get a little bit repetitive. Okay, Redden asked some kind of like a genuine question in a way,
Mm.
saying, "Can we know your opinion on black people, Jarko?"
Well, I think black people are cool people. You know, I don't see a point in asking that question, but
But
I think black people are good people. Yeah.
nice, straight to the point, short, brief, and sweet. Um, okay, Kevin asked a question. What do you think about Army's Malin?
First of all, he isn't Malin. Because of his recent statements, very weird recent statements that he's had. He was cool. He probably still is cool in terms of like you're just generally talking to him, but like his beliefs are like kind of like just no.
Hmm. Was there any like miscommunication and personal issues going on with you guys?
Well, I don't know if you've been on Twitter, but he's getting. Well, I don't know if he's getting canceled. It's somewhat like that about homophobia.
Hmm.
But it was a little bit too much. Okay, so I had to like kick him out. All right, next
All right.
question. I will
Bet,
not answer anymore.
bet. Fair enough. Raiden asked Jarko, how you felt after losing to Unstable Gog in semifinals of
Oh,
OPRW G1 Climax.
skip the question.
Bet. Okay. Okay, Jargo. Is this is asked by Zed. He asked
Yeah.
Jarko, do you do spin jitsu on it?
No. Next question.
Okay. Uh, Ali said, "Do you zip it up when you're done?" I guess he's talking about like, when you finish the podcast.
Do I zip it up when I'm done?
Yeah, and I guess that's the question that Ali said.
Skip the question.
Okay. Okay, Zed asked a question. I think it's more about food.
Hmm.
It said, I guess he's asking about pizzas. He said, Jarko, do you like it with toppings?
I like it with toppings. I mean,
Yeah.
who doesn't like pizza without toppings? But me
Oh,
personally, I don't like pineapple on pizza. That's one thing I can say.
mm, I like the tomato ones. Tomato and like mozzarella. I like that more.
Fair
So,
enough.
okay, this is a serious question from Kevin. He said,
All right.
what was your number one motivation during your early days?
Um, Probably by the way that people were shit talking me. That's one thing. It really like helped me, pretty much.
Always remember to ignore and never let people get into you under your skin.
Yeah.
Way. So,
Yep.
okay. Let's see. Are there any more questions? I'm trying to see. Oh, okay. Uh, there's more. I'm skipping the ones that are not asked questions, so I'm just gonna put the ones that are mostly more asking questions factors. So, Okay, this is asked by Ray Dan. He asks, Jarko, can you give us your opinion on Toby Smiles' song called Toby Chip?
Um, I think it's a good warm-up song. I usually listen to it before training sessions or during training sessions. It's a very good song. Like one of the only like other genre songs that I really like.
Hmm.
Yeah.
All right.
Next
Uh,
question.
Next question is by Zed, and he said, Jarko, can you perform the Thug Shade?
Um, no. Next question.
This is asked by Ali. Well, asked by WWE is my song, and uh, and I guess you can say, I guess he's what he's referring to is talking about opinion of PEDE, whatever
Mm.
whatever it's pronounced. I don't know what the fuck is PD. Would you enter that? Or is it skip?
What was the question?
He said Jarko on PEDE.
Oh, that's Pie Drag. Oh yeah, he was speaking Estonian to me. He said a very mean word. And I'm gonna say no. No, I'm not.
Oh,
Next question.
nice. This is asked by Ali, and this is regard about like a match, kind of a ridiculous
Mm-hmm.
match in his
Right.
imagination possible. So he said, "Would you beat Ethan Lee in an oil up match?"
No. He's a little bit too freaky.
Okay. This is asked by Raiden. He said, "Jarko, pick a struggle. Be black or born Estonian,
Be black or what?
or born Estonian." That's
Uh,
that's
born
biased.
in born in Estonia.
Hey, that's fair. Rather be European than be someone else, you know, in India.
Yeah.
Uh, this is asked by Zed, and this is regards about like physicality and whatnot. He said, "Jarko, can you squat while wearing tights?"
Yes. Next question.
Next question is, I'm trying to like keep it up because like so many questions there. Okay, here it is. Okay, so this is asked by Ali. He said, "Who is a bigger fanboy, Eat or Ethan?"
Um, Ethan. Next question.
Okay. Zed asks, Jarko, who do you hate the most?
Follow Rampage. Next question.
Okay, let's see. Oh, okay. Here's a question that it was mentioned previously during the
Hmm.
podcast said by Retro Fan. Say, why you're friends with cheaters in the community?
Um, I don't really care if they cheat. It's just they're cool to hang out with, pretty much. I don't care if they're a cheater. What I do care if they're like a weird person, like an actual weird person. You know what I mean by weird person?
Oh yeah, in terms of the attitude and their
Yes.
arrogance. Yeah, I think like
As long as they're cool, you know. All right, next question.
Okay, so this one is kind of like a little bit niche thing, and this is towards about certain someone that was in JW. I don't know if they're
Mm.
still there, but Ali said, "Why did you dox X Zoro IV?"
Um, I never did that. Next question.
All right. Okay, this one's already been asked about why you friends with cheaters, like people. Yeah. Okay. Uh, Okay, this one is some sort of new generational term of saying whatever this is. Ollie said,
All right.
are you friends with Tla La Yo Tla La La?"
Oh yeah, yeah. He's actually a pretty cool person. I think me and Ollie have talked to him before. He's a pretty cool person in pro wrestling. Next
Hmm.
question.
This is asked by Zed.
Hmm.
He said, "Jarko, do you perform swantons on your children?" What the hell?
Yes. Yes. Next question.
Okay. Kevin Showcase asks, "Why does Jarko sound like Corpse Husband?"
I don't know. I don't know. Like, how am I supposed to speak, man?
I guess more energized, because some people want you to be energized, but no, you have to be like confident, like calm, and you know,
That's how I speak in mostly
not just
some VCs.
in some VC. Sometimes you get a little intensive. Sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes it's like
Hmm.
being goofing around and shit. So, uh, okay, this is asked by Retro. He said, "Did you get trained by someone to get this good?"
Yes. Ripper Pain. Next question.
This is asked by WWE is my song. He said, "Jarko, who did you face the most back in 2014 in federations?"
2014.
2024, sorry. Sorry. I
2024. If I would say a person, probably I don't even have an answer for that one, to be fair. I faced a lot of people. I don't know who I faced the most though. If I would say a person, it'd probably be Shadow.
mm, Shadow
We
Orton.
faced a lot in yeah, we faced a lot in other feds.
That's that's pretty good. I mean, I've seen the rise of Shadow and how like he was improving. So shout out to Shadow, man. Like definitely he's
Yeah.
pretty good.
Big news coming about him soon though.
Oh yeah, stay tuned. Stay
Yep,
tuned.
stay tuned.
Okay. This is a same another question by WWE is my song, and this is regarding about the faction I think you previously made. After the
Mm.
whole Eagle's Nest, you made this the name. Who is the greatest Malin member of all time?
Mm. If I'm guessing he's asking Malin members except me, if I would say one,
Yeah.
in terms of in ring, I'd probably say probably Pyjag or Armis.
Mm.
Those are some two members that I really like can't forget when I think of the name Malin, you know. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Next question.
Okay. Retro is asking, is Jarko Mallet a fan of Bombachi no Crocodile?
Yeah, next question.
Okay, and this is regards about the cuisines of traditional foods from.
Hmm.
He said recommend good Estonian foods.
If I would recommend something, we have to, what's it called? Uh, uh, I don't know the name in English, but the name in Estonian it's called frikadellisupp, which is some kind of soup, which I've been eating since my childhood, pretty much.
Is it like with tomato and stuff?
It has meatballs. That's
Oh,
one thing. It has meatballs and vegetables.
I see. Yeah, it's a pretty good recommendation food. I'll give it a try. I don't know if it's possible to cook around the world though. I mean,
I think it's pretty easy.
Just need ingredients and receipts as long as you do it
Yeah.
right. Yeah. Uh, this next question is by Kevin Showcase. He said
Mhm.
something kind of like, a genuine thought of saying this. Did you ever feel like giving up at one point?
Yeah,
Mm.
definitely. Usually after big matches, I'm usually like, I can't be asked with this. Then I come back like a week later. It's kind of like a big like mood change, if that's what it's called, mood swing.
Mood swings, yeah.
Yeah,
I guess it's also the feeling of it too. It's like it's kind of the feeling of thing that holds you back. That you're just
yeah,
like, oh man, I'm not sure if I'm gonna succeed. It's like it's a self doubt of a thought.
yeah,
But sometimes mostly the best thing you can do is never really truly give up and actually continue what you enjoy really.
yeah. I agree with that.
So that's one thing you should do, not just for the Roblox wrestling. You can do it in many hobbies possible. Even if you think it's hard to do, take it to a one point across your consideration that you're as long as you're experiencing it, you're actually getting used to it. I think you'll be on a good sweet spot.
Yeah, definitely. All right, next
Okay,
question.
next question is still by Kevin. It details after that question said, and what are the main things for a role wrestler to do to be unique and recognizable in a way?
Um, One part I'd say is probably the looks. Your look. I think that's one that really stands out because, I recognize the SVR because of his like, noob skin tone,
Yes, yes, and
I,
also
re- I, re- yeah, I recognize you by that. You have to have something, that really stands out from everybody else instead of having like, normal black hair, and a generic attire, generic face, one that like
facts,
everybody uses. You have to have like an item that stands out,
and also the character development behind it too.
Very, yeah, very.
So his best thing is like originality.
Yeah. I
Okay,
love Hit Divana. But like SVR, let's talk about Hit Divana real
sure,
quick.
sure, let's do it, man.
Yeah. Do you know how good he is in the ring?
Yeah, I have seen a lot of
Very,
matches.
very, very skilled. Did you know that he was semi-retired when he fought me at Kairos Casino? And he still went 7-6 with me?
Yeah, I have watched the
Yeah.
footage at one point. Yeah,
Yeah, I'm saying if he wasn't semi-retired, that that might have ended up in a sweep, man. He's a little bit too good for this game, especially with his Wi-Fi. He has like the best Wi-Fi in the game, man.
I mean, sometimes it could be a little bit buggy, but as long as he knows what he's doing. I mean, listen, like some people Wi-Fi is like some people's Wi-Fi is like stable
Horrible
and horrible
or stable.
or
Yeah.
stable depending on like the surface that you have connected to. Mine, for
Yeah.
example, right? I have connected to DG. If you know
Hmm.
what that is, it's a Romanian
I
surf.
don't know what that is.
It's a Romanian surface for Wi-Fi and internet connection. Uh,
Mm.
Pretty globally known in Romanian ever. And my internet is very stable. I don't have trouble with lag at all. And I live in like in like a village where it's like more relief. You know what I'm saying? So,
Mm. Yeah.
but yeah, I'd say Hit Havana is like pretty underrated wrestler. I'm not saying underrated in the most
Very.
bad way. I'm saying in a good way because he's kind of very pretty underappreciated towards his work.
Yeah. Even Payne told me that, like, dude, Hit would have been like the greatest GMT wrestler of all time if he had just cared about the game and he trained every day. He's also good out of the ring as well. He also makes songs. Hope, which is something that you do, SVR.
Mm. I didn't know he makes music. Is he like a
Yeah,
producer or is it like vocalist?
he does both. He's actually made a diss track on you. but he hasn't released it yet.
Is it for
He
fun?
actually has, man. No, I've actually seen it, man. It's some fire shit.
Please tell me it's fun after the
MC
podcast.
Hit, bro. MC Hit. That's his name. He told me it's gonna be released on November, on your birthday, which is also my birthday, by the way, which is nice. We've shared the same birthday.
We share the same birthday. That's really
Yeah,
ridiculous.
November 23rd. Exactly.
Hey, all I can say is good luck. You want to
You could tell him that, man.
tell him that when we did. Um,
Next question.
next question. Sorry about that for keeping it too long. Uh,
All right.
okay. Ali asked. Oh God, here we go. Would you shack eat to save hit Havana?
Yes. Next question.
All right. Next question is um. This one is by Zed. Jarko, would you break up with me if I was ill?
No. Next question.
This question is asked by Ali. He said, "Did you write it so hard to become a JW staff?
Did I ride who?
Write it so hard to become a JW staff." What he means is like he.
Nah, I don't think I because if you didn't know, I actually helped Ollie with the My Hub a lot. Uh, we've done a secret deal where I actually like do most of the work for him, but like I of course let him label it as his own because like I don't want to like ruin his spotlight. You know what I mean? But like I'm actually a very talented developer and scripter, and I'm planning to release actually a new game soon. It's
Mm.
called Escape Tamatonga.
Also, speaking of Head, what up, Head? Welcome to the stream. How you doing?
What up, hit?
Uh, okay. Next question is by Retro. He said, "Who was your toughest batch in your career and why?"
Um, I would probably say versus hit at Kairos Casino.
Hmm. Nice.
Next question.
Ali, okay, that's a little bit too much that he asked. He said, "Do you ever think about jumping off the balcony?"
No,
Retro fan said, "What is your favorite food?"
my favorite food, macaroni salad.
Mmm, macaroni salad.
Yeah.
Are they like, is it like common known in most countries?
Me and my parents eat it a lot here in Estonia.
Oh, I just look it up and I actually see like the what it looks like. It's actually looking pretty good, like how it's cooked.
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
it's kind of reminds me a little bit of rice a bit. Think
Mm.
about it. So uh that's pretty good. Uh okay, Zed already asked about the whole weirdness shit. I don't think we're gonna skip that. Okay, this is asked by Retro. He said, "When are the next Malin tryouts?"
Um, never. Next question. Wait, what? Oh, wait, I'm reading the news right now. What is this?
What?
Hold
The
on.
question or
Hold on. Eminem dead at 52?
that's not true.
Wait, what? No, 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 no. Wait, what the hell?
It's not true.
Bro, it's on the news. What the hell?
It's not true. Lol. See?
What the hell? Is it not, dude?
It's not true. Look
Oh,
it.
it isn't. Alright. Oh, man. It's the internet these days, man. They're always
Don't
fooling you.
believe the news, bro. They all just bullshit you with nothing
Oh, man.
but spreading
All
lies.
right. All right. All right. Let's move on to the next question.
Yeah. Next question. Next question is, why was I will blank the name because I don't want to mention it in the stream. In your recent
Oh, why?
calls, because reasons. I hate
Well,
the artist. And what had they have done. Uh, so again, Ali said, "Well, why was P in your recent calls before he got arrested?"
um, I'm not gonna talk about the next question.
See, Retro fan asked, "Would you rather get hit from the back by Ripper Payne or by Ripper Ali from the front?"
Um, hit from the back by Rupert Payne. Next question.
Okay, this is asked by K Def, which is hit. He
All right.
said, "Why was your name linked to Prince Andrew in multiple documents?"
Not gonna talk about that. Next question.
John said, "Are you secretly married to Hit?"
Uh, next question.
Kevin Showcase said, uh, "I think it's already been asked before about his name. Where does the name Jarko Malin comes from, and what is the definition?"
I can actually answer that. So there's a football player called Danielle Malin, and it was somewhere in 2022 when I was a big fan of playing FIFA and all that, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw his name and I was like, that's actually a pretty cool last name. And then like I got back to pro wrestling a little bit sooner and I was like, I need a second name because I was just named Jarko, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, all right, yeah, I'll just take his last name then.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a pretty good answer for a genuine question. Okay, what do you think of? This is asked by Ali. He said, "What do you think of Elon Musk's leaked tapes?" That's a little bit uncomfortable.
It's it's Aura. Next question.
Uh, okay, so this is asked by a individual wrestler who was a part of a, well, I don't know if it's still part of Malin. Said by John, "What is your opinion on Levi Malin?"
Um he's cool.
Hmm.
I think he's a cool person. Up the raw, you know.
He's up there. I mean, not too much of a top of chart, but he's there. Um, Kevin Showcase asked, and also, what is your first ever gimmick, and what were some of your best wins, championship wins?
My first gimmick was based off of Vader. It was Jader. I think that was my gimmick. It was called Jader. I won the King of the Ring as Jader, and I beat Hit.
Mm. Were they
It
like
was
big
all the way
ones?
back in 2020. Big ones. Are you asking as Jader or like in general?
Um, well, I'm talking about like the establishments in general.
Mm. I won the OPRW Storm Championship. Probably my biggest achievement. You know, it's the biggest developmental federation. It's basically like the modern Outbreak. You
Mm.
know, APRW Outbreak? Yeah, it's pretty much the modern Outbreak.
Yep, I know if a WR break. Yep, is it like a
Yeah.
developmental brand? Yep.
Yeah. All right, next question.
Okay, another question that is regarding about wrestler, which is cool. It's by John. John. He said, "What is your opinion on Supremo Slayer?"
Um, he's he's stupid. Next question.
Damn. Okay. Uh, all right. Head. Okay, we're not gonna talk about the whole Sean guy. All right. We We get that
All
already.
right. Yeah, yeah, yeah. We get it. We get it. Get
Uh,
the fuck out of here.
get out of here with that that
Get the
bullshit.
fuck out of here, fucking retard. Oh, I'm sorry.
A little bit too much, but all right.
All right. I'm sorry. Next question.
Next question is by John John. He said, "What is your opinion on Marble Archer?"
He's a cheater. Next question.
Uh, okay. He asked once again. He said, "What is your opinion on Vinny Benjamin?"
Never got to talk to him. Next question. So yeah, I
He's
really can't give an opinion on. Yeah.
okay. All right. He said, John said, "What is your opinion on Corey Casada?"
I like his theme. That's pretty much it. Next question.
Okay. Head is talking about the whole factor of what we got from cheated from and that Payne give you the thing. Is it the skip by any?
Skip.
All right, bet. Uh, Asked by John again, he said, "What is your opinion on Neo Matsui?"
He's an unfunny Russian kid. Next question.
All right. And Canvas Showcase said, "Since we're talking about wrestling opinions, what is your opinion on Kevin Gonzalez?"
I don't like him. Next question.
Zed said, "Jarko, does Everlasting Goat have more aura than you?"
No. Next question.
I think that's all questions that have been asked.
That's all the questions?
Yeah, I think that's pretty much it.
Ooh, how long was
Whew,
this? This was an hour and 30.
an hour 30, somewhere along with the lines. Yeah, it's like,
Wait, hold on. I'm getting some messages from Payne. Hold on. What the hell?
what's going on?
Uh, I don't know if you want to hear this, but Payne's saying in my DMs, bro, this guy SVR talks like a bitch. I don't know. I don't know why he'd say that.
I don't know.
Are you gonna take that?
I don't talk like a bitch. If anything, I talk like a human being, a casual, normal human being. That's all I'm gonna
I
say.
don't know, man. Me personally, man, I wouldn't take that. I'm just saying.
We'll see.
Huh?
We'll see. We'll see.
All right. We'll see. We'll see.
We'll see.
I'm just saying, man. I wouldn't take that.
Anyways, uh, I think that's all pretty much the questions that have been asked.
All right.
I mean,
Well,
sorry guys. It's already enough questions that we asked. It's kind of too late, to say the least. Anyways, we're gonna be ending this right here, gentlemen. Jarko, do you have anything to say towards up on the outro to end this off?
no.
No.
I am 6'6". That's it.
Okay. All I'm gonna say is, gentlemen, is thank you guys for watching this podcast. It's been a pleasure to have you here, Jarko. Uh,
Thank you.
it was a pretty entertaining episode for sure.
Better than Ollie.
Definitely, you were more confident, and you.
I said it, man.
Oh, I mean, let's not compare it to anybody else. To be fair, anybody has their own flaws of like being nervous. To be fair, so let's just get that on the
Yeah.
way. But thank you guys for watching this podcast. It's been your boy, the SVR, and we're gonna end it right here. With short, sweet. Let me know, you guys, in the comments down below, who
Mm.
I will be interviewing next up on this channel, up on this podcast.